One last thing, because we're wrapping up here.
Sure.
For everybody that doesn't know, Mike does not get on Zoom. One would ask, how do you write so much business without getting on Zoom? Now, you told me that, and I took this and I loved it. You were like, I challenged myself to sell without having to use the actual instruments in front of me and rather use my words to paint and gain trust. Can you walk them through how you got there and why you still choose and can write business at such a high level without having to get, and he's not anti-Zoom, y'all, but I just want him to explain it, why he does it. Because when you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense. But can you walk them through like why you do that?
Sure. For one, I go into sales and I think everybody should think this way, right? If everybody's kind of trying to figure out what a client is thinking, and that's where they get caught up. Oh, do they want this? Do they not? I don't know. Ask yourself, would you fall for it? Would you buy this? Would this be something that interests you? So I go into every conversation with the same mentality of what would I like? And I know I wouldn't like to hop on Zoom. I hate doing Zoom. I call my insurance company. I go about my daily acts. They ask me to hop on Zoom. I walk away. I just go with the easiest, simplest thing. So the theory of KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right? If they don't ask, don't give. You're the teller. So I prefer being on the phone rather than Zoom because I can adjust my tone. They don't know who they are looking at. They don't know who they're talking to. I can be whoever they want me to be. So just by them answering the phone within the first few seconds, me getting their name, I hear their tone, I can adjust my tone. If they have an accent, I can adjust my accent to their demographic. They're a little bit country, I can be a little bit country too. You can switch that up based off that limited information. And I think that's what a lot of people don't pay attention to. You have the control if you're not on Zoom. If they hop on Zoom, once it goes from a tonality to a visual thing, visuals sit-ins, right? Visuals is over 80% psychology of the cell. How if they like you, if they like how you look. I'm covered in tattoos, right? I have beard, hair, face tattoos. Chances are clients are going to like me right away. So I just took that out of the equation. You don't get to see me. And I let my voice do all the work. So I like the control of being on the phone. If you're just on the phone, you have 100% total control of the conversation.
I think that is probably one of the most underkept secrets that you hold, whether you know it or not. Because I'll say the other part, because Mike's being a little shy. He was like, challenge yourself to not have to get on Zoom and watch how much you need to use your words. If you all heard him sell, it would really change the way you talk to clients. Because when you're selling at that high a level, we're halfway through the month, written over $100,000 in business, you have to use your words, use tonality, and in my opinion, genuinely care and like take time to learn what's best for the client because there is absolutely no way you are getting that much trust without being on camera unless you are really, really good at what you do. And I only say that because for those agents who are like, I have to get on Zoom, I have to do an illustration, if you would just try it, listening to him sell, it would change the way that you do everything because you can't pull up an illustration and be like, oh, well, it does this and share your screen. You have to, like he said, create a pitch that portrays the actual problem that's being solved. Because you listen to Mike, he's not spending the whole conversation going through 15,000 different numbers. And maybe we'll talk about that next month. We'll go through that. But I just want everybody to understand the importance. I would suggest for anybody that's watching between now and next month, like you need to try and just challenge yourself to do it. I promise you. Like I even tried to do it with some of my clients that were trying to buy leads and stuff. It's changed everything because you literally have to learn how to paint pictures with your word, gain trust through your words. So that's all I got, Mike. If you have anything else you want to share with them before we hop off, the floor is yours. And then if not, we can hop off, brother.
I think I just got the last bit. If I can tell anybody, if you want to become a great salesperson or an advisor, you need to learn to walk away. Be the first to walk away in a conversation, you'll get the sell. If you're talking to a client and you're framing the conversation, everything's going great, and you're like, okay, well, $100,000 would be, $60. And they're like, well, no, I don't, that's too much, right? You didn't walk away anywhere in that conversation. You need to find a point in the conversation where you're talking to the client, but not necessarily like hang up the phone on them, right? But make it seem difficult that they might not qualify. They may not get this special thing. And if somebody's just saying, well, that's just too low, it is what it is. I can try to look for other things, but as of right now, as it stands based off records, here's where we're at. You have XYZ problem. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go from here? and just be quiet. Those are how you're going to get your hard sales. You got to be willing to walk away. Don't pander to anybody who's trying to get you to go from $60 to $48 to 47.50. You got to learn to walk away. Why? Yes, you might get the sell in that moment. Yeah, I really got them, right? And then 2, 3 weeks later, you notice you get this nice little charge back. So a sale isn't sale until it's final, and it needs to stay on the books for at least 6 months to a year. Start picking your clients. You want to do successful work in life insurance, it is not super fast. You have to pick and choose your clientele because your clientele your first year is going to be your business the second year. And if you don't build the first year, you're going to be trying to build it again the second year. You won't never catch running ground. Learn to walk away from a bad sell.
That's a good way to wrap up. I appreciate you, brother. Until next time, guys, if you all have questions, you watch this, get in contact with us. We'll make sure that we ask them. Appreciate you for harping on, brother. And we'll
Always.
see you guys next month. Appreciate you.